Oh, we got a show for ya. We got a show for ya. We got a show for ya. Are you ready? We got a show for ya. We got a show for ya. We got a show for ya. Are you ready? Yes, we got a show for you tonight. So make sure you like, and share. Tonight we have Dr. Boyce Watkins' wife coming in the building, Dr. Alicia Watkins. She's a licensed clinical therapist, relationship therapist, certified couples coach, and author. You can hit her up at IG at Coaching with Dr. Alicia. And tonight I got a special guest star with me, of course. Sister MAAJEI will be in the building right here. And tonight we're speaking on how to have a healthy and wealthy relationship without drama. We're going to be speaking on that. How to have a healthy and wealthy relationship without the drama. Woo! We're going to be talking from her book. Dr. Alicia's book is called Drama Free Conversations. Oh man, we know some of y'all be having that drama. So we'll be back right after this. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to King Simon of King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And numbers are going up, family. If you look at the new scoreboard, my numbers are going up, and I'm appreciative of all of you for supporting. And we'll be back after this. Don't touch that dial. On Sunday, October 9th in Stone Mountain Village from 2 to 7 p.m., Papa Ashwa Kwesi and the Red Pillar will be in Stone Mountain. Get your tickets through Linktree/King Simon, the numero beta, or text now at 347-496-1022. Get your tickets now. It's the numerational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. Hey, remember, you can get my books also through Linktree. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon, the numero beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the numerovation for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Okay. As we get ready to bring on our guests, coming up at the top of the hour, of course, tonight we got the one, the only, Dr. Alicia Watkins will be in the building. Of course, tonight we're going to have our coaching specialist for all you relationship lovers. Make sure you share, and like this video so we can build the algorithms. You know how we do. And of course, I got a special guest co-host tonight. We got the one, the only, MAAJEI in the building. That's right, Sister MAAJEI is a journalist, writer, activist, and so much more. So make sure you salute, because she's going to be hanging out with us tonight. Dr. Alicia's, of course, information is right there. Of course, you could hit her up at IG at Coaching with Alicia, Coaching with Dr. Alicia, and her email is Alicia at coachingwithdralicia.com, and this is her website, www.coachingwithdralicia.com, and also she got the calendar.com also if you want to book a 30-minute session with her. So it's going to be exciting, family. Don't touch that dial, because we're going to be talking about relationships. And don't forget, this coming Sunday, you know what it is. This coming Sunday, we have Baba Ashwa Kwesi. I just mentioned that, of course. And you can call or text, really text, if you want to link to either PayPal, Cash App, or Linktree. Text me at 347-496-1022, 347-496-1022. Vendors are still welcome. I think I can hold like 2 more vendors, but you can't be food, you can't be serving drinks. Only whatever wares that you're selling, books or whatever. If you got any other wares, we could help you out with that, all right? So text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Don't forget, make sure you go to the Royal Chambers when you're in the Atlanta, Georgia area. That's 49 Bennett Street. Red Pill, Blue Pill, the whole crew is going to be there. And don't forget, Red Pill is opening for this event, and he was on with me the other day, yesterday, so you know what it is. Don't forget, of course, coming up this coming Wednesday, October the 12th, we're doing an ancestral salute to the one, the only Baba Dick Gregory, right here with Sink the comedian and Melanin B, the laughologist. He inspired us all, even what I do. Baba Gregory was one of those people that inspired us. So please, please, please make sure y'all tune in to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And don't forget, on the 19th, the first interview will be this beautiful sister, the Mac herself, the Arisha Mac. She is an astrologist. She wrote a new book called ABCs of Astrology. And believe me, it's going to be powerful when I bring her on. So let's talk with this artist and author. She's also an artist, so she's very good. And then that later on that night, we'll be speaking to Kesia L. Jones. She's a personal coach, acting coach, and an entrepreneur. She'll be coming in from out of Nashville. So she will be speaking with us on Wednesday, October 19th at 9 p.m. Okay, so we're going to have a good time. And don't forget, we got the Grandmaster himself, Master Lumumba, Grandmaster Lumumba Hernandez. They called him the legendary Sanukis man because he was the first man to win a championship under the system of Sanukis under Dr. Moses Powell. So we'll have him on because they got a big celebration for him happening on November the 5th. But we'll be interviewing him on October 23rd. So make sure you touch it. Keep that dial locked right here. And don't forget, the special guest will be GM Abdul Hakim will be in the building that particular evening with me, dropping all that knowledge. Also, we got a new advertiser with us. Of course, we got to shout out this advertiser because they spending dolo, family. They spending dolo. That's right. They got a new book called I Am. Go to www.iampublishing.com. That's www.iampublishing.com. Hit them up at IG at I Am Publishing or at YoungGod_235 or hit them up at TikTok at I Am Publishing. He says, this is the statement he says on his book. He says, supercharge your imagination with affirmation that will open the eye in your mind to infinite possibilities. Big up to Joshua Selden, one of our new advertisers. Make sure you hit him up and support the book because it's all about supporting each other and circulating those funds to help us out. You know what this is? He circulated funds towards me, baby. Don't forget, in Florida, I might be at this big old fashion show. I want to check out these sisters, the African sisters and the American sisters coming together to work together. And it's going to be the Ankara Fashion Show on Saturday, October the 22nd. That's right. We had Kimmy on the other day. So make sure it's going to be in Lauderdale, Florida, and South Florida. It's going to be off the hook. Make sure you go to Chic in Prints. That's Chic in Prints. Right on top of Ankara, go to chicinprints.com and get your tickets right now. And don't forget, November 26th, you better be in Atlanta, Georgia. Tribute to Dr. Sabi. It's going to be with KT, the Arch Degree, Mr. G, who wrote the book, and also the one, the only Victor Bowman, Dr. Sabi's son, that's rocking the world right now, teaching the world. And don't forget, we'll be in Florida in December the 4th in Fort Lauderdale, to the beach, to the venue, Billy Carson, Ellison Nedra, King Simon, Dina Divine, Joshua Sarah, and some special guests is going to be passing through. Believe that. We're going to have a good time. So make sure you hit us up at Linktree/King Simon, the Numerator. That's Linktree/King Simon, the Numerator. And don't forget, Professor Griff got a new children's book called You Are the Song You Sing. Hit up Professor Griff right now at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. And don't forget, teas and tings. If you're a vegan or you striving to be a vegan, with the vegetarian t-shirts, Lord of Mercy statement tees for vegans. All you have to do is go tees-n-tings.com. That's teesandtings.com, and make sure you show them some love. All right. Don't forget my Baba Lloyd Strayhorn, one of my teachers in numerology. He's the astronumerologist of the world. Make sure you hit him up at lloyd-strayhorn.com. That's lloyd-strayhorn.com. Show him some love. Show him some love. Show him some love. And don't forget, my classes on Udemy is now highly rated. Now it's a high-rated program on Udemy. Just put in the word word numerovation, and you'll find my class. It's an introductory class, only 2 hours, but I'll be dropping it in that 2 hours, all right? And don't forget, this is the full 8 hours. If you want the 8-hour raw uncut version, all you have to do is text me 347-496-1022 to get the raw uncut version. Don't forget, my girl and I, the one, the only Empress Etoy, and I are doing something big, holistic numerovation, pre-recorded sessions. All you have to do is text your first name and date of birth, and then we'll let you know the details. Don't forget, this book is on sale, also on sale right now on Amazon. Big up, big up, big up, and it's selling. We're about to become #1 with numerovation for mental stability. And don't forget, you can get these books also through Linktree. That's King Simon / the Linktree, King Simon. That's Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator, and this book is celebrating 10 years right now. Go get your 10th edition right now. No promotion is bad promotion, and all publicity is good publicity. Just spell my mother flipping name right. That's how we do it. All right? And don't forget, if you want to book a session with me, all you have to do is text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Let's give you the content disclaimer right now. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors in this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Also, disclaimer: copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Yeah, family, are you ready for me to come on? Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready, my people. Oh God, I don't think you're ready for me. Oh God. Yes, Lord of mercy. Vegan is sexy. That's the t-shirt, baby. That's vegan is sexy. Big up, big up, big up, big up to this beautiful sister. I got this shirt from her. I got this sister, teesandtings.com. Vegan, sexy, and cool. That's the shirt right there. Oh, yeah. My sponsors be hooking me up now. How y'all feeling? We got 3 minutes before we bring on Dr. Alicia. Dr. Alicia is a very beautiful doctor. That's the kind of doctor I go to. Them ugly doctors that I be seeing back in the day, I can't with them. But let's bring on our guest co-host for this evening, the one, the only, Maajeida in the building. Maajeida, what's up? Assalamu alaikum, sister.
Walaikum assalam. How y'all
All right
doing?
now, don't make nobody say salami and bacon. Don't make them say that. we ain't doing that today. Assalamu alaikum.
We're not doing that today.
We're not doing
Maybe
that
tomorrow.
Today, not this day. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Not tonight.
She's our special guest. Want to let everybody know, of course, she's a journalist, writer, activist. She got a book about to come out, so look out for that. She got a book about to come out. She is a superstar.
Right.
So, and if you didn't see the blog that she did on my channel, on my website, make sure y'all go to KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com. That's KingSimonProductions.wordpress.com, and you will see that article she did on the Woman's King. She was at the premiere. Y'all don't even understand. She was there with Viola. So big up to Viola and the whole crew. And of course, we got somebody special. It's about to be that time. We got 2 more minutes before we bring on this beautiful sister. Oh man. So how's your day, sister? How's everything going on with you? What's happening?
I've been so excited all day for this moment. So I can't wait. So it's like the day went by like a blur. You know when you're excited, you're like, yes, 1 minute is 9 o'clock in the morning, next minute is 9 o'clock at night. So I got my pen ready, I have my notebook. So I'm very excited.
You're very excited. Me too. I'm very excited. Let's get that around. But just for your excitement, I'm so happy for you. We got 1 more minute before we bring on, but let me just share with the people. Of course, Maajeida, Sister Maajeida is our guest co-host, journalist, activist, upcoming author. Contact her via email and send some PayPal love to this MAAJEI, right? Maajeida at Gmail. That's what it says.
Cash App love. Also
spread love. Yeah. That's right. That's of course $ Marjorie Maajeida. So give her a round of applause. This is her first time on my show. We was on Instagram earlier, but this is her first time on YouTube with me. And y'all don't know, she is my former wife. So yeah, this is something new. This is something new.
Okay.
We can always work together. This is how family work together. This is what we do. All right. Of course, I am King Simon. Of course, I'm King Simon. I pay for these applause. Hey, what up, applause? I pay them money to do this. All right. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. I'll send a check later. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, y'all got to hit me up. You know, I'm the numerator, the author, the consultant, the promoter, the producer, and much more. Circulate and spread love via $sign King Simon 3158. And don't forget PayPal.me, King Simon. And of course, you know the number 347-496-1022. Now, this sister we're about to bring on. Oh man, I had her on and she had me in tears the last time she had me. I was crying, like a baby. Lord Jesus Christ, talking about my mama. And those things that we go through as young men with our mamas and our daddies. We have this beautiful sister that you see on this flyer, just elegant. And she is the wife of a good brother who's doing great work, the one, the only Boyce Watkins. Let's give him a round of applause. But this sister is, let me tell y'all something. This book here has already started helping my family. Let me show y'all the book that I got from. This book here, y'all don't even know. This book right here, Drama-Free Conversation. Yes. Oh, you ready for the one, the only Dr. Alicia Watkins.
Hey, you guys, Maajeida, right? Nice to meet you, Maajeida. How you doing, Simon?
How you doing?
Now, hold on a second. Did I get this correct? Did you say she's your ex-wife? Are you serious?
She's my former wife, yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness. So, Maajeida, did you hear us? We talked about you last time I was on here. Not directly, of course.
Oh, me. I didn't see the episode. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I really felt that.
Okay. I
felt he could have been saved. But anyway, I love that you all are working together.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, sister. Thank you very much. We friends. We friends.
I love it. How do you do that, by the way? How do you all work together like that? Have an intimate relationship with each other? Tell us.
you interviewing us. All right, Maajeida, you can set it off, please.
I think King Simon is he's like family in general. When you just meet him for the first time, he's very approachable, very down to earth. Yeah. It's like you can just open up to him about anything, and even when we split ways, it was still of course it didn't feel good. It wasn't, the best of times, right? But there was still it was I'll always have love for this person, and I'll always, this person will always be my friend, he's a kindred soul to a lot of people, I think. Not just to me, but to a lot of people. And it's he makes it easy to connect with, So yeah.
Oh, I love
He's
that.
He's a beautiful person.
Wow.
Yeah. You were expecting to hear that?
I know I wasn't expecting to hear that. No, I wasn't. I'm sorry.
That is really sweet, Maajeida. I'm very happy to hear that. And I think the last time we were on here, we dove into that, but this time we're going to dive into other things. This time we're on here. Thanks for sharing, though, Maajeida. I really appreciate that.
Most definitely. Thank you, Maajeida. Maajeida, I'm getting kind of echoes from you a little bit, so I want to make sure the phone, because you're doing it on the phone. I guess that's where it's at. So,
okay,
but you'll be all right. Maybe if you turn down the volume or something.
Should I get my headphones?
Yes, get your headphones. I'll put you off. I'll take you off until you get your headphones. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. 5 minutes, y'all.
All right, got you. I got you. All right, so let me take her off
until King Simon. You picked you got great taste.
I got great taste. Yes, I mean all of them are beautiful. All of my baby's mothers are beautiful.
All your baby mamas are beautiful. You got good taste all around.
It's probably me the problem. I'm the problem, and I had to admit that. I had to admit that myself, because coming out of the entertainment world, that's me. I was in the entertainment world after I left a lot of these organizations, and then battling between these worlds. It's very seductive, very seductive. Put it like that, very seductive.
Okay, all right.
That world.
I get it.
But I'm glad I'm out of the world. But let me tell you, before I bring her back on, make sure she's all right. I grew up. My father opened a nightclub the year I was born. So I grew up in the nightclub, and it was in our house in the basement. So they took me back and forth seeing this stuff all my life. The whole womanizing, the party, the madness, all of that. So obviously, yes, I did become a big womanizer. Yes, I can admit that. I can admit that. I was popular. I was very popular. I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, it is part of what Maajeida said was true. It is part of your personality, and you're outgoing and you connect well with people. And so you was doing a whole lot of connecting. I can see.
Oh yeah, I was connecting the dots.
That'll do it,
and that will get you in trouble too. Believe me. Because I know, what's so funny, and I understand, I'm glad for this book because I helped my, I was consulting my son and his wife with your book. Yeah. And I told them if he's ready, when they're ready to do something with you, I'll help either pay for it or whatever and they're working it through. And I like that they're working it through just because drama-free conversation. Family, you got to get her book. Is it on your website, right? It is on your website.
It is on our website. Yeah, good. I have drama-free conversation. There's a course that goes along with it as well. Right. And I also have drama-free family, which is all about, you have exes and you have your current person that you're with and ex-in-laws and all these people and how to get along with everybody and manage all of these relationships that we tend to have in our families. And so that's what that's about. And I co-taught that with Dr. Boyce because I don't want to say that everything is always perfect, but we did a really good job with our co-parenting. We have kids all over the place. We have all these things and we figured out a way to make it work. And I'm just fortunate that I have been in relationships with other people who are very mature and very supportive. So, we are definitely, I would say, a success. Yes. So we were able to put that into that book. And then I have another one about drama-free marriage, which is everything you need to know before you get married. And it's so interesting. I wrote that book because I was finding that people were in my office and they were fighting. They were fighting over, once they got married, they were fighting about all of these conversations and decisions that they should have been making. They should have been having these conversations before they got married. Expectations on how you want to run your marriage, that should have been very explicit. And it was implied, and they weren't having these conversations openly and planning their life. It's so interesting how people spend so much time, money, energy, and effort into planning a wedding one day, and they don't put that much, nearly that much energy into planning for their marriage, how they're going to spend the rest of their life. And it's great because, if you can pay somebody like me, I'm a fraction of the cost that it takes for a wedding. And I'm definitely a fraction of the cost that it takes to get divorced, because divorce can be very expensive. Any of us already know. So that's why I did that book, because I felt that a lot of the times we need to have these conversations with each other, because love is not enough. Yes. Love is not enough to get married.
On that point, no, get that around the applause. Let me get that around the applause. Hold on. Let me just remind the people of the rules. Let me remind the people of the rules before you continue. Let me remind the people of the rules. The rules on this show, family. Let me just take y'all, put y'all in the back, put me in the front. The rules on this show is please thumb up and share and like this broadcast to build the algorithms, of course. Remember, caring is sharing. Let's give that a round of applause. And I am not one that tolerate trolls, so respectfully, this is a troll-free zone. So trolls, please take a stroll somewhere else. Please, let's get that a round of applause.
Yes, no trolls.
No trolls. And last but not least, please save your questions until we ask for it. Please. Don't rush with no questions. I know y'all all have relationship issues, and we know what it is. It's all right. Don't worry. We're going to help you out here. All right. Back to the show. Back to the show. Now, Doc, the topic that I wanted to also touch upon is how to have a healthy and wealthy relationship without the drama. That is one of the topics I want to touch also. And we're going to be delving into a whole lot of stuff. So, first of all, this book is an awesome book, and you signed it for me, and I sent you one of my books. You got my book. Did you get my book in the mail? Okay, good.
It's right here. I was reading it today, actually. I was going through the numerology. My head started spinning. I said, I need to have a consultation because I can get, it's a lot of all these different methods that you lay out.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I need, the book is great in terms of knowledge, but just to do all of that on my own, I need to go to you.
It's rough. It's rough. I know, but I always ask people to do it, learn it for themselves. And then if they absolutely need to consult me, then come. Yeah. Then we deal it. Because I'm not, I might not, look, I'm not going to be here forever. Learn how to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but my dear, my sister, how's the family? How's Dr. Boyce? How's he doing? Please.
Dr. Boyce is great. He's in his office over here. I don't know what he's doing. Our office is together. He's over in the other office.
You got adjoining office. That's so nice.
It is really nice. It really is. Like, we pretend that this is a college campus. We work from home. We say this is a college campus, and he's over there in the office next door down the hall from me. And sometimes we'll take a break and go to lunch to the cafeteria.
The kitchen.
The kitchen, yeah.
That's cute.
We treat this like a university, and I'll teach some classes. Sometimes I'll teach classes over in his school, and he'll come over to my school and teach. It is really a wonderful experience. Yeah,
and I like what I like that because it's a matter of perception. Everything. Look at you. Didn't even say your office is like a university. Then you go to the cafeteria, which could be the kitchen. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's y'all taking notes. Y'all taking notes out there. Y'all better take notes.
Yeah.
Being creative.
Get creative.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
So, Maajeida, please go ahead, Sister Maajeida. Just go ahead and delve into whatever first question you want to start off with, because I want ladies first. Please go ahead.
Okay. Well, and I too, I'm very excited. Just thank you. I'm just thankful to be able to relay some of our concerns, especially from the Black community and Black love community, to expert in the field. So I just want to say thank you for that. So okay, right into it. My first question is, obviously we live in a time, there's a lot of emphasis on this. It might be cliche at this point, but you have to be a high value individual, a high value man, a high value woman in order to have a successful relationship. And while I'm an 80s baby, so I grew up hearing there's ain't no romance without finance, right? That was kind of like one of the sayings. And then there was also that song, Ain't Nothing Going On But the Rent. So those kind of, that kind of nuance was always like in the mindset around our relationships. But now fast forward to today, and not to be too doom and gloom, but with the idea of like an economic recession underway and these kind of things happening, what do you think can really help Black couples and families stay strong during economic downturns, when we have so much pressing on us already?
Oh, that is such a wonderful question. And I mean, it's so important because this idea of having a high value and low. So in order to have high value, that means there must be something out there that's low value. And, I always say there's no such thing as a low value person. All of us are valuable. It doesn't matter how much money is in your bank account. You could have $1 million, $10,000, $100,000. You could have zero money in your bank account. You're still a very valuable person. And I think that's the issue. We're putting too much emphasis on this outcome about how much money you make in order to be valuable. And that's a problem. That's a big problem. And I know where that came from, that whole idea of having a high value and low value. You're not valuable enough to even date or to date someone. That's ridiculous. And so I hope that we can get away from that. And by the way, if men feel like they have to have so much money in their pocket in order to in order to date, or in order for a woman to think that he's important because he has money in his pocket. Men don't want that. You know, men don't just want somebody. I mean, how do you feel if you worked hard all day long and you come home to a woman and they're just like, pay my bills and get out of here. Pay my bills and do all that. Like, that's not, they don't like that. You know, men want to have connection. They want to be loved for who they are, more so than we care to even think about, and more so than they care to admit. So when I see a lot of men in my office, they want to be loved for who they are. You know, they want that intimacy and they want that connection too. They just don't want to be a bank to women. So I just want to just put that out there. In terms of recession, what men particularly want, and especially women, is that this is a time for you to stick together and work as a team. You know, I mean, how wonderful is it? You're not going through this on your own. You're going through this and you have someone there with you that's got your back. And really, that's if you scrape all the butter off the toast, that gets down to the core of all arguments, men and women. The core argument is, do you really love me? Are you really going to care for me? And nothing says more than I care for you is, okay, if you don't have the money, I got you. I got you. I'm going to come through for you. And it's teamwork. So if anything, when there's an economic downturn, it's so nice to use that opportunity to become closer together and not further apart, you know, just, and it's having that trust. It's saying, we're in this together. We're going to use this money for this reason. And nothing breaks the trust of a relationship more than someone agreeing to do something and turning around and spending money on other stuff. So yes, it's a wonderful opportunity in this time of recession for real relationships to stand up, not one just based on high value.
And you know, I'm glad you just made me change the whole topic. How to have a healthy relationship without drama. That's what I mean, wealth is good, but if you have a healthy relationship, that should build the wealth, because it should build the wealth of both people. And it's not even always monetary. It could be otherwise on how you build wealth. But maintaining a healthy relationship is very important, because some of us grew up with an unhealthy relationship with our parents being unhealthy, you know, people splitting off, fathers leaving, mothers leaving. Sometimes it's mothers leave, sometimes majority is fathers leaving. And then sometimes this society, as she, you know, Dr. Maajeida, I must be encouraging you to do something, Dr. Maajeida.
It's coming. I receive it. I receive it.
Please receive
it. Maajeida, we're gonna speak it out.
I'm speaking it. So and that's what I admire about and brought her on, because I've always knew that she has a certain healing ability, that she can help others and bring out certain things. But it's so important, as I've learned over the years, especially doing numbers and all that kind of stuff, to have healthy parents in a healthy relationship, healthy aunts and uncles in a healthy relationship, healthy uncles, aunts, cousins, and all of that in healthy relationship. So when you come in with a dysfunction, that's when we, the children of that time, pick up on that dysfunction, because and I can honestly say I picked up on a lot of dysfunction of my father, and he picked up from his father. So you know, and the cycle continue. How do we break the cycle, Dr. Alicia? How do we break these cycles?
Yeah, well, first of all, let's just keep this straight. Healthy relationships have problems. You know, all relationships have problems. There's always going to be conflict. There's no way to avoid conflict. It's just what is what it is. But when you see conflict as, this is an opportunity for us to get to know each other better.
Right.
And when you talk about the drama, you know, the drama comes from losing it. And all of us lose it because we all have triggers.
Right.
There is no such thing as a perfect childhood. Now, I was raised by two therapists. Wow. And, you know, my mom's a therapist and my dad was a social worker. And so he understood about human behavior. But even then, my childhood wasn't perfect. No one's childhood is perfect.
Right.
So I just want to get that straight. There's no such thing, like, don't think it's a catastrophe because something happened in your past and you think, oh my goodness, everything is done for. It's not.
Right.
And, you know, so when you talk about drama free, what's happening, what's bringing the drama? What's bringing the drama is that you're losing it and you have these triggers. And triggers do come from something in the past, because the past is not the past. The past is really the present when you get triggered. And so the best thing to do is take a break when you're triggered. Understand that you're triggered and say, you know what? Let's take a break in this conversation. I'm not being my best self. And go somewhere. And I talk to a lot of my couples and individuals that I work with how to take a break and what to do in terms of self-care. But also it's coming back to the conversation and talking about how you felt, what triggered you, why it triggered you. So the drama is coming from escalating and yelling and arguing and throwing things and doing things you never would have done if you were in your right mind. And being in your right mind means you have to have a relaxed body.
A relaxed body. Give that a round of applause. And a lot of us are tense due to what's going on out there. A lot of us are tense and stressed.
Yes.
And when you deal with your clients, how do you help to lessen the stress? And then Maajeida, take it after that, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, everybody has to have their self-care plan. They have to have, like for myself, I can get in a relaxed body pretty quickly because I'm a long distance runner. So long distance running is good for, I guess, your health and everything, but it's good for your mental health. And I try to show up and I try to be calm. And when I'm in situations where I'm feeling like I'm going to lose it, I have learned to take the break and to really center myself. But it takes practice. And once you come up with your own method, everybody has their own. People have yoga. I don't do yoga. I love yoga, but my thing is long distance running. And so it helps to keep me centered. And there's a bunch of other things that I like to do. I mean, meditation and so forth. So we need to get into meditation, because when we're in our relaxed body, we're able to have very thoughtful communication, very thoughtful discussions, and we can get down to the emotional part of it. Because really things that come up for you, there's triggers, it's a strong feeling. You feel it deeply. It's like a pain of no other. And so having that conversation about why it hurts, the fact that it hurts, what it reminded you of, and then having another conversation on compromising and talking about how this is going to look going forward and being wiser. I'm more the wiser now. I now know you and I'm connected to you more. And that's going to take compassion and love.
Yes. That's good. Compassion and love. Y'all hear that now? Stop playing. You got to give them some rounds of applause now. I got to keep on putting the applause button because she got all of it. And of course, go ahead, Maajeida. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Drop your knowledge, please.
No. You were whatever. Go finish your point. I don't want to.
No. But what's so interesting is that you even have a drama-free Black love series going on right now. And I see that coming up with Miss I think Jazz the Pretty Plug. I think you're working with her. Sister Jazz the Pretty Plug, but mixed up I see that on your IG. So big up to that. And and with what's happening in this world now and what happened in the the couple of years that we went through that whole plan thing, have you noticed that there's a lot of relationship that has been strained after what has happened, especially people dying and transition and all that? What have you noticed after this whole thing that happened?
Man, let me tell you, this whole thing, we'll just call it a thing.
A thing, yeah.
This whole thing has been I don't want to say come to Jesus moment for all of us, because it has forced us to look at things we have been avoiding for such a long time. These relationships, some of these relationships were on the fence. You were on the fence and you were managing it, but you know what happens when you sit on the fence? Your butt hurts, right? And so the butt was hurting because there was no escape anymore. You were faced to deal with all of the issues in your relationship because you were staying at home. You were staying at home. And so what's happened is that bad relationships got worse. And believe it or not, good relationships got better. And it was a moment where my practice exploded. I was at a private practice. And for the first time in that organization, we had a wait list. We never had a wait list before. We couldn't find therapists fast enough to come on in and take on these cases. And I'm talking about anxiety and depression. It was running rampant. And I mean, kids were just scared to get on Zoom. My kids were falling asleep. I had to like take my pen and wake them up. I don't know what they learned, you know, and it was.
This is true. Yeah, it's true.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness, what are we gonna do? I mean, we were crazy. We rented a car and we just drove to Florida one day because we were like, Florida, a whole different. They didn't take it seriously as Illinois. We're a state of Illinois. Everybody took that.
That's right. That's right.
So we were like, let's go to Florida. We went down there, and it helped our mental health to have the sun.
Yep.
All of that. We were all stir
Right.
crazy. So, I mean, but of course, we were able to do that. A lot of other families weren't able to do it. And there was a lot of commotion and there was a lot of chaos in these homes. And it really paid a price. And I'm sure divorce rates skyrocketed during that time. But I think on the other end, I think now that we're coming out of this, I don't know, you can tell me what you think, but I feel like people just have like this centeredness. Like they got into a place where they had to sit and think because there was nothing else you can do.
That's right.
You couldn't fill up your day with all this unnecessary thing. And I think it got into contemplation. So I think a lot of people were like, you know what? I don't want to have to go back to the office.
That's right.
I don't want to have to do that. I could do everything I need to do right here at home. And myself included, I teach at a university. I teach all online now because we were forced into that. It's beautiful. My kids get off the bus when they come home from school. I can sit down with them and talk to them about how their day went, which I wasn't able to do before.
That's right.
You know, they just had to sit and wait on me to come home and cook dinner. And I had to put pants on. I had to put pants on. Wear work clothes. Now I'm just dressed from the waist up, to be honest with you.
Right.
So, I mean,
right.
It was a great thing. Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was one of those that year, and I have to, that year, a lot of people came in for consultation just for numbers, and I was sending people to you. I was sending people to other therapists because the numbers revealed a lot to me. And if you got my book, I got a disclaimer. I tell everybody I am not a licensed therapist. I am not this. I'm using one of my systems to help guide you to understand where it can be attracted or pulled in towards you due to your numbers. And sure enough, people was coming in. I had a waiting list for like 3 to 4 months.
Oh, wow.
I had to deal with this.
Wow.
And then, doing interviews with Brother Rich and all that just kept on, and Billy Carson, they just kept on compiling. And, but you're absolutely right. I didn't know it would be like that. And I was doing this from, doing over the phone, and I wasn't doing Zoom. I just do over the phone and talk to them over the phone. So I've been doing this before the whole thing that happened. So I was able to just fall right in.
Yeah.
I fell right into place. I didn't have to go to no school. I ain't got to meet nobody face to face. I fell right in when everything was going down because people needed guidance. I even went and got some therapy, but I got hypnotherapy. And Kendall, she's been doing it for 25, going on 26 years. She helped me. And that also helped me to, peel some layers. To wake me up to what I need, why I needed to move to Georgia, because I live in Stone Mountain now. So, you out here.
Beautiful. Yes, that's right.
I know. I remember you said y'all might be moving out here, or y'all bought a place out here.
We got a place out there.
Yeah.
We just,
and, I didn't know. Guess who lives out here too? Joy DeGruy, Dr. Joy DeGruy, the one who wrote post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Really?
Yes.
She lives in Stone Mountain. She's on Karen Hunter's show, who Karen and I used to be radio colleagues. And I heard her say she lives in Stone Mountain. I said, what? We right around the corner. Me, all of us, Brother Rich, all of us.
That's a sharp sister right there. I use her material in my courses.
I'm trying to interview her. I'm trying to get her on too. And Brother Panic, all of us are here.
Oh my God, Brother Panic. Oh my God. Did you go to his book signing? Because I
was there. I was there. I got the book right here, but he also I helped him out to make sure to move the crowd because I'm good at that crowd.
I'm sure it was a crowd there. Oh my. I took his class. I took Panic's class. Oh yeah. Come on. How could you not take his class?
I know, but
I was one of the first people. I think I was cycle 13.
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay. Did you take Phil Valentine's class too? I know you like Phil too.
Love Phil Valentine. I didn't take his class.
Okay,
I didn't
good.
take his
He's something
class.
else. Yeah,
I need to, if he's still teaching. I don't know if he's still
teaching on the university. Big up to Shahrazad Ali's daughter. Big up Shahrazad. Her daughter's online. What's up, Fatima? And James Sims, martial artist. They on Facebook right now. Big up to the Facebook family that's watching, because we on 5 different platforms right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know how that goes.
Yeah. I know y'all know. But people that are just tuning in, we have the one, the only Dr. Alicia Watkins in the building, licensed clinical therapist, relationship therapist, author, and so much more. And of course, you can hit her up at IG at Coaching with Dr. Alicia. Her email is alicia@coachingwithdralicia. And here's the other websites. Also, she got a calendar. You could also book your sessions with her right now.
Yes.
And
I do free consultations. My consultations are free. Oh, and really? I'm gonna keep it that way.
Okay. The website is different then. The website is different. That's free consultation through that website too?
Yeah, they can go on the website, or they can just book a consultation with me. You're right. That's my Calendly. That is a direct link to my calendar. I keep it updated, and people want to come and talk to me and explore different ways that they think that I might be able to help them, or just anything like that. I am open for free to talk to anybody for 30 minutes. That's all you get. But that's it.
You see a calendar? Calendar is that simple, family. Calendar that simple, family.
Wait a minute. Let me put my date right now before sisters book. Okay.
Go to the website. Go to calendar.
Go to the website.
But I want to show your website also before we move on now.
Let's see the website.
Oh yeah, get your questions together, Maajeida. We got you. Got to make sure she get that in.
It's ready. It's ready.
I know you ready. I know you. She ready. She ready. All right, there it is. Look at that website there, y'all. Y'all don't even understand. Welcome to Coaching with Dr. Alicia. Ignite passion, enhance communication, and strengthen your relationship with Dr. Alicia.
Yes, Black love.
Yes. Yeah, get that around the applause.
Yes. This is what we need. Right.
Look at all of that. Look at that. Yes, yeah. Look at that. Like Kevin Hart. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at my courses.
Yes, there it is. Look at the prices. Guide to drama-free communications. Of course.
It's priced right.
The prices are right there. The prices are good now. Secrets to drama-free family and also drama-free marriage. How to prepare for lives for marriage. Okay, see? She got it all, family. Y'all got to support this, man. Stop playing out there. I don't even, what do you think? No, you know what, Sister Maajeida, go ahead. You ask your question. I'm about to jump into something else, but go ahead.
It'll go a whole other. No, speaking of marriage, right? And all right. So I work in a faith-based community. And there's a big emphasis on folks getting married. There's no boyfriend and girlfriend stuff going on as much, right? It's really like a big channel to getting married. But in general, looking at the younger generation, right? I have a son. He's 15. He was just 5 yesterday, but now he's 15, and I'm looking at his future. Like okay, soon he'll be an adult young man, and he'll be looking at, young ladies. When I talk to that age group, there's like a lot of apprehension around marriage. They're kind of like, look, I don't know what you guys did, or I don't know what, your generation or generation before, but that's not for me, right? Looking at media, right? We have, like, for example, King Simon had mentioned, we had a beautiful Black Love. Well, I think he was just referring to you, but that series Black Love that's on Instagram and everything. They actually just had their last show, right? But now, a complete 180 to that is Love and Hip Hop, right? Where you see the drama, and it's entertaining, but it's very dramatic, right? So I'm saying that to paint a picture as far as when you think of the younger generation, what will make stable relationships attractive to them? You know, what do you think will actually make a young man and a young woman 20, 25 say, hey, I want to get married? Or, 23, hey, I want to get married. I want us to have, a stable relationship. Or is it kind of like down the drain now? I don't know.
Let me tell you, I do not think it's down the drain. And it's interesting because
Okay.
King Simon mentioned about Jazz the Plug. She is part of that generation. And how
Right.
we started getting on Instagram every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. How we
Mm-hmm.
started on Instagram was she had the same questions about
Mm-hmm.
what's going on. She actually was married and got divorced
Mm-hmm.
at a very young age, and
Yeah.
her marriage didn't. I mean, it didn't work. She's very public in talking about her situation, but our discussions came out of all of this love and hip hop, and all these people being very apprehensive about relationships. And one of our very
Mm-hmm.
first discussions, in a nutshell, that we talked about was that okay, so if you want to be married, you need to
Mm-hmm.
examine what you're already married to, because I think a lot of us are married to fear.
Mm-hmm.
We're already married to fear.
Mm-hmm.
We're already married
Mm-hmm.
to hopelessness. We're already married
Yeah.
to hate. A lot of us are already married. So make an examination about all of the things that you're already married to, and you need to divorce yourself from all of that. Like really take a look at that. Divorce
Mm.
yourself from the fact that ain't no man, ain't no good men out here. Why are you married to that idea? As soon as you're married to that idea, you'll never be
Let's
married to
talk
them
about it.
because you're too busy being married to all of this negativity. Because we know Love and Hip Hop,
Yes.
that's just a TV show. That's not real. And
Right.
those shows are produced. Those shows are not real.
Yeah.
All they're out there for their
Yeah.
own agenda. I don't even want to get into that whole agenda, but it's examining
Right.
what you bring into your subconscious. I
Mm-hmm.
follow Brother Panic. I know how he talks about subconscious, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
what's bringing into that and taking a look at all of the thoughts, which is really what guides your reality. Everything inside, you have to know that you're
Mm-hmm.
lovable. And as soon as you know you're lovable, you
Yeah.
will find someone to love. And so that's the biggest thing. So I would tell your
Yeah.
15-year-old son, and what I tell my own children, I got a 15-year-old daughter. So I don't know, maybe we can make a love connection one day with the two of them. Because you
Hey, hey,
seem like
my
a
son is studying.
teenager.
By the way, he's a young aviator. He's in the 10th grade. Okay, he's learning how to fly. He's learning how to fly. His
Smart.
next class actually on
Okay.
Saturday. He's bilingual. He speaks English and the African
Woo.
dialect.
Yeah.
Wolof, and yeah, my baby's kind of
Awesome.
special. So
Okay. We never know.
I'm gonna plug my
Listen,
baby.
if he needs a date
You never know.
somewhere, to wherever he
Uh,
goes, he will have one in me. But
that
anyway,
that is hilarious.
so we're trying to make a love connection. But anyway,
Listen,
yeah, so that's what you need to examine, because
Exactly.
what you know to be
hmm
true is what's going to happen to you in your future. How do you know what the future is going to hold?
yeah,
It's going to hold everything that you
yeah,
know to be
That's right.
yeah.
Give that a round
And
of
I
applause.
say that,
And the
yes,
love
that,
connection that parents are making. Also, give
yeah,
that a round of applause.
yes, yes.
That's cute.
well,
Listen, you gotta be,
Yeah, yeah. You gotta.
you gotta sometimes be. I was gonna ask if you think arranged marriages should come back. I don't know, because we might need to help our kids. But no,
you never
I
know.
agree with you so much, Dr. Alicia. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Excuse
No,
me. Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, just going to what you were saying about like what are you married to? Like
Mhm.
I know prior to me getting married, um, before, there's so much, everybody got something to say about marriage, everybody has something to say about marriage and about having children, and I can't count how many women have come to me, and I've also worked with, mothers and single women a lot in my profession. So everyone has like this very strong animosity about, oh, these brothers don't do this and they don't do that and they should do this and do that. And but then they'll cry like, why am I still single? Why am I still single? And I'll say in spite of, I've definitely had ups and downs personally with relationships. I was prior to King Simon, my husband, had passed away. He was, great, great brother, but he had sickle cell anemia. That was very traumatic. It
Yeah.
was horrible. you know. But I just, yeah, it's very good, brother. But I just never took into my spirit like that. There's nobody out there, or that there's nobody's going to replace the standard that he set. But a lot of women have like a lot of animosity. So I thank you for making that point. Like divorce what you're married to, like right now, because you're marrying a person, not a bunch of problems. Not necessarily, yes, they have problems, but you're not marrying that idea of your problems. Yeah.
And that's interesting what she said about her late husband. I think our union came prematurely because she was still grieving from him. And I think I personally think I don't think she, because he was just
Definitely.
a year, because I think we, that we should have waited and worked it out until that. But that's not, I really felt that at that point because I know it could be hard. I've seen people lose husbands and wives and stuff, and they try to jump into a relationship and it just don't work until the healing of that.
But
That's losing.
I totally understand why someone would do that. It's like you're just lonely.
Yeah.
You're looking for someone to
I
feel
take
good.
accountability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think like this is where the compassion part comes in. It's like Maajeida, of course you'd marry King Simon right away. I mean, it makes sense. Losing someone like that is really tough. It's like, what do I do with myself? I'm lonely. I used to have somebody that I could turn to, and now this person is automatically gone. Nothing prepares you for that. I mean, that's the compassion and the grace that I think all of us need to give ourselves. That's what I don't like about a lot of the things that I see on the internet. It's all this hate and pointing fingers and saying, looking down on people because, oh, you got divorced, or what's wrong with you? All of these situations. I really take issue with people who speak like that against someone else because you don't know what they've been through, because you haven't walked in their shoes. You're not in my office with me when I'm listening to people crying because their spouse left and they don't know how to fill the void of that. It's the compassion piece about it that I think is very much lost in our community. And I just hope I know the little dent that I'm making in this sort of thrust in our community, hopefully online, because positivity just goes but so far.
I know. Yeah.
I'm hoping, there's people who build their entire platforms on nothing but hate. Destruction and talking negatively about Black women. I don't even want to name them because they're not even worthy of that type of attention, but we all know who they are.
Yes, ma'am.
And
that's right.
Bringing each other down, I don't think it's very helpful for us. If anything, it's perpetuating the damage. And damaged people do tend to gravitate that way. And I'm hoping that they will see it in their hearts to get a little bit more compassion.
And give that a round of applause because we're here with Dr. Alicia Watkins. We're not going to have her for too long because I don't do long ass shows, family. Y'all know me. This is King Simon Presents Only Quality People. King Simon Presents Only Quality People. I changed the name.
Quality people.
I changed the name specifically because purposefully because of one of my teachers, Les Brown. And Les Brown always say OQP, only quality people. So I added only quality because I'm not into the drama. And you are doing not just a dent, you're making a big impact on a lot of lives. And you never know who you're going to touch from young to old. By the time they reach their age, it's like they're doing something magnificent and saying your name, just like I said Les Brown's name. And many people can say his name, and people are saying Boyce Watkins' name. I got Boyce Watkins, Dr. Boyce Watkins books too. I bought his books, Venereal Disease. One of them is the venereal one. That was so funny with your money. I think it was.
Financial lovemaking. Yeah.
Yes, financial lovemaking. That was a very good book. Talk about venereal disease of money.
Yeah, and you know what, King Simon? Les Brown was married to Gladys Knight.
Yes, ain't that something?
And Gladys Knight and me, we have the same
birthday. I know.
Oh my God. And I want to meet her so bad because if I ever do, I know what I'm going to say. We got the same birthday.
but when I look at those two, he born on the 17th, you born on the 28th. The 1 and the 7, 1 and the 8 actually are challenges to each other.
Well, that's why it didn't work.
Exactly. queen.
Mm-mm.
That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. And and Michael Jordan born the same day he born too. So it's interesting how but Gladys Knight, yes, I knew you was gonna say that because that name there, And you said something on one of your podcasts with Pillow Talk.
Oh,
I
okay.
tune in at y'all early morning pillow talk. Sometimes I'll be up there just watching and listening. And you said something about narcissism, and
Hmm.
I'm saying that especially in relationship, but people are pinning narcissism just to anything nowadays. And you said there's more symptoms to that.
Yeah.
Explain what that more symptoms, because people call a person narcissistic just because they don't allow them to step into their place and control them and all that. What do you say about this word narcissism that's being thrown around just so easily, like the word love? Please.
Yeah, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like someone does something and you don't like it. It's just like
Yes.
you're narcissistic. And I'm just like,
Yes.
okay, don't stop calling people narcissistic. It's just like a word I wish we would just
Yeah,
delete from our
for real.
vocabulary. I mean, first of all, to diagnose someone with narcissism, I mean, you'd
Yeah.
have to meet with them and you'd have to be licensed. Even I'm a licensed therapist, and I
Yeah.
think it takes special skills to be able to diagnose someone with
Hmm.
narcissistic personality disorder. Now, you could have some traits, of
Right.
course,
Right.
but really what you're saying is that you're not very nice to me. You're looking down on me. You don't care
Exactly.
about my feelings. You're dismissive of me. Let's
Right.
stick to the behaviors and not labeling people. And I think that's what we need to move away from. It's all these
Mm.
labels, because when you label someone,
Yes,
you're really
yes.
diminishing them.
Yes. That's it.
You're just saying you're just narcissistic and you're hopeless. And I don't think anybody is hopeless. Even narcissists aren't hopeless.
Because I know they say they a lot of people. I'm telling you, our people who have just studied it and studied it over and over. They didn't even get their doctorate, or they didn't even get their PhD, and
Yeah.
none of that. But they just, soon as they feel that energy, but not and try not to relate. They don't relate it to even the trauma that person went through to be the
Yeah.
way they are to this day.
Yeah,
So
because no one, I mean, think about it. If you grew up in a family
yeah.
where you were diminished and you were emotionally abused and weren't
Mhm.
allowed to talk about your feelings, and people didn't care about you, you felt unloved and uncared for, you're going to have a deep level of insecurity. And so
Yes.
you're going to go forth, and when someone comes to
Mm-hmm.
you and talks to you about something, yeah, you're going to be dismissive to them because
Mhm.
that's what you were taught to behave. And when
Exactly.
someone asks you, tell me how you feel, you're not going to be able to communicate how you feel because you never practiced it. No one ever asked
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
That's a brand new question in your mind. Like, why would somebody care about how I feel? I don't care about feelings.
Hmm.
Just I care about this and that, and I don't care about you. So I mean, it's more. I'd rather put again the compassion back into how
Hmm.
people get triggered and what it reminds them of. And to be
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable like that, you have to create an atmosphere of gratitude and appreciation in the first place. And if you
Mm.
don't
That's right.
have that, I'm not going to open up to you if I don't feel safe.
Yes. Now, anybody,
Yeah.
if anybody have any questions, family, please write one question in the chat, not a whole dissertation. Write one question in the chat, and we will at least approach it, give it to our dear guest today, the one, the only Dr. Alicia Watkins. I'm so happy to have her. And
Mm-hmm.
Sister Maajeida, you have anything to say, Maajeida? Sister Maajeida, go ahead, please.
Well, yeah, on that point, I really, for and this, it's funny. King Simon and I were talking about this. How my family's from Barbados and Haiti. His family Jamaican. He think he's
And
special. I was
Cuban,
just
and
joking.
Cuban,
That's
and
right.
Cuban,
And
and
Cuban,
Cuban. Don't
right?
take away my
And
Cuban. And
and,
go ahead.
and Cubano, yes. And
Yes,
so,
yes,
but and this is throughout. But Black people all over, we kind of have a tendency to like where love and affection or open forms of affection weren't shown or aren't shown.
mhm,
Like for example, like my mom, and I'm the only child. She spoiled me to death. I love her. I can get anything I want, but if it came to a hug, it's like absolutely not. Even my grandmother is similar. It's kind of
mhm,
like she's
mhm.
a little kind of hardcore. King Simon was mentioning the same thing. West Indian
Your mother.
background.
That's right.
They'll raise you right, but there's not a lot of love being shown, right?
Mhm.
And I want to connect that dot to something that the question I mentioned earlier, where sometimes Black men have a tendency to override a relationship with how much they provide. It's like, okay, look, I pay for this and I pay for that, so that should show you that I love you, or I love this family and I care about our family. And really, the family say, well, thank you. Yes, of course, I definitely appreciate that. But I want you, right? I want to connect with you. I want us to, take all the stuff out of here, So I want to ask you, what do you, how, especially now, I feel so much for our, you don't know, Dr. Alicia, I'll be crying for the brother. I'll be like, oh, I don't want our men to feel bad. I don't want them to feel like we only want them for their money or for what they is that they do. A lot of Black women, they want their men, but it's kind of like, well, the only language they speak is what they're paying for, in a way, like the way they feel validated, is what I guess you could say. So how do we help to support, like, I guess break that wall down, like, look, is it making sense? Like, where if you've been raised, especially, Black boys, don't cry, you got to man up, toughen up, get out there and make it happen, make the money. If we've always suppressed them expressing their feelings, and then they grow into these, adult beings, and they don't, they're not able to express outside of what they pay for, how do we help them feel safe to break down that wall?
Good
It's
question.
something, so, because a lot of men feel like they rather just pay for something and just like, okay, now, I get out my face, because it's easy, I don't have to deal with it, so right?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I hope all
Yeah.
that made, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a really good question because it's almost like sometimes men will say, "What else do you want from me? I got
Yeah.
you got a roof over your head, you got a shirt on your back, you're fed, the
Yeah.
refrigerator is full. Now leave me alone and let me go off and watch the
Yeah.
game. I don't want to interact with anybody."
Mhm.
And that's very
Mhm.
sad. And I think because of that, a lot of men are dealing with a lot of depression,
Mhm.
and it's coming out
Yeah.
in addictions. It's
Mhm.
coming out in drinking too much, um, smoking too much. It's coming out in a way where you have anger that's misplaced, and it's building, instead of a loving household, not being connected emotionally to the people in there, they're walking around very deprived.
Mhm.
And so yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point. And I think that what we can do is, number one, start having conversations. We need to start having bigger conversations about what manhood looks like. We
Yeah.
need to start talking because a lot of men, and by the way, I think African American men are a little ahead of the curve a lot of times,
Mhm.
where you see it's more egalitarian a
Mhm.
lot of times in some of the African American households, more so because I see all different, especially in my past. Now I see just strictly, Black families, but I used to see Hispanic families
Right.
and, predominantly Caucasian families as well. And I think that we're a little ahead of the curve, okay, just making us comparison. But
Right.
it is a time for us to have these big conversations. And there are a lot of male therapists, Black male therapists out there talking about this, about real men do cry.
Mhm. Yeah.
Real men do have
Yeah.
emotions,
Right. Right.
and real men do love. And it's important because it's coming out in these unhealthy ways. And so having this big global conversations about redefining what manhood looks like, because you're a man when you protect, you're a
Mhm.
man when you love and you're vulnerable.
Yeah.
And us as women, we do need to have some patience,
Mhm.
understanding that that's where they're coming from, and we could lead with
Yeah.
our example
Yeah.
of hugging them and creating, really creating a space where we can shut everything else down. It's just me and you. What do you need to get off your chest?
Mhm.
And so I
Mhm.
think that is
Yeah.
a wonderful question. Thank you, Maajeida, for that question.
Majida.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
That was a
Majida.
great question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Majida. Sorry, Maajeida.
Majida. Yes. And
Yeah.
Landon Price just asks, do parents work on their youth love language? Do parents work on their
That's a
youth
good
love
question.
language? What?
You can actually feel that. I didn't realize that there's
Mhm.
love languages. Are they talking about love language like touch.
I guess I guess work on their love language. I don't know if it's touch or just expression, because as she was
Expression
saying,
of their love language.
right.
I mean, yeah, I think as a parent, this is something that even during the pandemic, I have really started to tune in, more so is I really do connect with all of my children individually.
Right.
And I try to like carve out time in my busy day, because it is very busy, but I try to really make them feel like they are a priority. I want to give each child, I have 3 children, and I want to give each one of them their own individual attention, and no one else around, to try to see what's going on with them, because they're dealing with a lot of things. It's a big deal to figure out who you're going to sit with in the cafeteria, and who said what, and what outfit you have on, and who's dating who. These things are important. And so I just kind of get into it. I like to connect with them because I want to make sure that I know what's going on in their lives, and that all these things aren't happening behind the scenes and I'm not connected. It's really difficult not to judge.
Right, of course.
I have to like tell myself, okay, what's going on with you? I try to put it back on them and try to get them to get the stuff off their chest. And it is important. There, one thing that I ask a lot of my clients is that when you had a hard day at school, when you were growing up, who could you turn to when you were upset and angry? And I want to make sure that if anyone asks my children that, and you all should do this too, anyone asks your children, they say, oh, I went to my mom. Oh, I knew I could go to my dad, and my dad could help me get through things. Because I think the neglect that happens with a lot of young people, where they're just left alone to fend for all of these complicated emotions and complicated experiences, I think it has a toll on them, because they have a hard time trusting. They think they got to be independent and take care of their issues on their own. And as children, we can't expect them to do that.
I mean, and that is what you just said, to go into someone. And when I realized that I couldn't go to my father because he wasn't there, or my mother because she was just that hard. She come from a father that had an iron hand, so to speak. So in Jamaica, and I was born here. So, I'm glad I was born here, because if I was born there, I don't know what I would have turned out to become. I probably would have been successful in some other way, in reggae music, whatever, reggae music, ganja. I don't know what I would have been doing. But, my cousin in Canada named Shireen, she was the disco diva back in the day, called Susie Q. She was a disco diva on my mother's side. On my father's side is Grace Jones. So yeah, I got 2 relatives that was into the music and the entertainment. So it was her at 15. When I was 15, I said, if I don't, cause I was hanging around with a bad company, cause, looking for that male figure, looking for that gang and all that stuff I had a whole posse. We called ourselves the posse, the P posse party, cause we was throwing parties and doing all kind of crazy stuff on the street. So I went to after I felt my own energy really about to go into the darkness of what I was doing. Cause, running out of buses, robbing people and sticking up people and doing stuff in Flatbush and all that kind of stuff back in my day. I came to my cousin who came to visit us from Canada, who always treated us like we was adults like her, always. So we always felt, me and my sister and I always was able to come to her and talk to her. So one day around the table at my mother's house at 15, I said to her, Shireen, if I don't leave here, I'm going to either go to jail or I'm going to die. I'm going to get killed. And she was like, whoa. I didn't even tell my mother that. I wasn't even telling. It's now my mother recently know from, take 10 years ago, but that's at 15, 16. And that's when I left and ran away from my mother's house. After she left and went to Canada, I ran away, went to Jamaica, stayed in Jamaica, West Indies, not Jamaica Queens, people, Jamaica, West Indies, for like 6 months with my grandfather, male figure, trying to be around again, the male figure. And I took my Shahada, became a Muslim at that age, because I believed that I needed that male energy. And I was in the Ansar, they call Dr. York, Imam, all that stuff I went through. But I'm just saying that I tell people that those type of organizations saved my life, and I remember writing my father, and although he was coming back to my life, we had the meeting and everything, we cried it out, did what we had to do with all of us. I remember writing my father before that meeting in red ink. And anybody that know the whole paradigm of the Moorish paradigm or those older civilization, whenever they stamp they stamping it with blood anytime you write with red. And I wrote them and I told them who were my leaders and Farrakhan and everybody. I mentioned everybody. And he was like taken aback because I was really straight to the point in that whole letter, and how it saved my life. These teachings, whether it's Garvey, whether it's Elijah, whether it's Muhammad, whether they saved my life, or I wouldn't have been here at the next another interval of my life. And so I have to say that because there's brothers and sisters that become Muslim, they become Christian, and I tell people, don't get into arguments with those people anymore, because sometimes you got to respect what they do to make themselves better, because you don't know their walk. And nobody knew my walk. And I had to leave. And my mother was upset that I packed my bag. My grandmother helped me to raise money to get an open ticket so I could come back if I want to, whenever I wanted to come back from Jamaica. They knew, how you gonna send me to Jamaica? I know Jamaica was rough, but I wasn't worried about the roughness. I just needed to save my life from Flatbush, Brooklyn. That's what I need, because I was doing too much in Erasmus. I was doing too much. I got kicked out of all my schools by smoking weed and fighting security. I was bored. I got passed on my exams, passed on, and then now what's so interesting? I see my youngest son doing something similar at 17. He's bored because they're not these schools, these European-run schools, are not showing how the sciences and the math is related to them, the human body. They're showing them from an outwardly look. And I showed him. He said, I said, how did you fail earth science when you got earth science in your backyard? How do you fail that? How do you fail geometry when you play ball and you do geometric throwing of the ball to get it in the hoop? How do you do that? And then when I went to their teachers meeting, I said, y'all not teaching these children. And they was really upset, because I said, y'all are not relating these sciences to them for make them feel intrigued about getting into the science. So I go down that I was just in a whole soapbox just to say that you got to be real careful of what you say to your children. And like you said, you got to have somebody that they can talk to, not a gang member, because they'll talk to a gang member. They'll talk to a pedophile. They'll talk to all kind of people. So you got to be very mindful. And if they're not open, if your children are not open, or that young girl or young boy is not open to speak to you, they will find an outlet. They will find an outlet, as you may know, Dr. Alicia. I'm sorry. I'm saying too much.
No, this is really, I mean, there is something in you, and I think it's in all Black boys, and it is the saddest thing, because I did work in Chicago public schools for many years as a therapist there, and I had all my caseload was Black boys, and as soon as they got to that age of 17, it was just very difficult to bring them in and to have them, and we had a lot of programs that we worked with, and a lot of people came, and it helped. All of it helped. All of that school programs, it all helped to get them connected in a way where they felt valued and they felt cared for and loved. And for sure, and you have that in you, innately in you, to know that there is something better for you. And so that is a really great journey. Hats off to you and our sons, because we need help. It's a village, I tell you.
Now, sister just put in I told them not to write a whole dissertation. But it's a deep one. She said, I'm always felt with emotions independently, because no one ever asked me how I felt. Now that I have children, it bothers me when they get really emotional. I admit I feel it's a form of weakness. And then she goes on to say, when they have these emotions, to tell them to call their dad, and not that they are all high school teenagers. I am considering sending them to live with their dad, because I feel unappreciated for the struggles. Then she goes on to say, for the struggles I endure raising them as a single parent. Am I wrong for this?
No, I don't want to talk about wrong. Okay.
That's right.
I want to talk about understanding and compassion. It is difficult, and it's not just for single parents. It's difficult for all of us parents raising these children. And, when you get frustrated, you need to have a support system there that can just help you take a break, because
Right.
You can't being with children day in and day out and all of their needs. You need to have a break where you can focus on your own needs.
And she said she has one boy and three girls, so I guess she definitely
One
needs
boy
that
and three
break.
girls. Oh my
And three
God,
girls.
there's
So.
4 of them, and they all want you. And it's something about children. They're just they're insatiable. It's like, good grief, I
Yes.
spent all this time with you, and you want more, right? You know what I'm talking about,
Exactly.
Maajeida. It's
Mhm.
like they are insatiable. So you do need a support system, number one, and number two. I think that she could practice on, even if it's difficult to kind of verbalize how you feel. One thing that I have a lot of parents do is you can just get a notebook, like one of those just regular notebooks that you can
Mhm.
get, and you can just write in there, tell me how everything is going. How do you feel about things? And then you can hand them the notebook and then just have them write it down in the notebook. Anything they want to get off their chest, anything that they want to tell you, they can just fill up that notebook with whatever is going on for them and they can give it to you. And then you can open up the notebook and read it and go, okay. And then on your free time, you could respond to it. I think the notebook method is what this young lady needs to do. And then you pass it back. She needs to get a notebook for all those kids. She got 4, she's 4 notebooks. And
Yes,
you can
Anna.
pass information because it is difficult to verbalize what's going on for you. But for a lot of people, if you can't verbalize it, it's so much easier to just write it down and to get it off your chest and to, here's my notebook.
Yes,
Let me tell you what's
that's
going
right.
on with me. And then
That's
eventually it can turn into some conversations and discussions. And it ain't gonna hurt to send them to their dad, of course, to get their dad involved. That's not gonna hurt. But I think, whatever the family structure, what's
yeah.
important is for children to grow up in a home where it's just loving
Right.
and open and accepting, and so they can go and be confident in who they are when they get out into this world, because the world is hard enough. You need to set the foundation to give them a high self-esteem, if
Yes.
anything, a good sense of self-worth. And so making a child feel that they're worthy translates to your thoughts are worthy to be heard, your
Yes.
feelings are worthy. So if
Yeah.
your thoughts are worthy, your feelings are validated in the
Yeah.
household, then you feel validated as a person.
That's right. That's
That's how
right.
it
Any final questions, Maajeida, before we get off, before we let our beautiful guest go? Any final
You know
questions?
what? I do, but it's kind of loaded, so I don't. I'll ask Dr. Alicia if
come back,
yeah.
Maajeida, if you don't mind, King Simon. I'm inviting
Okay.
myself back on here.
Oh,
Yeah,
anytime,
come back.
anytime,
Let's do a part 2.
anytime.
Yeah.
Let's do a part 2
Yeah.
or part
Yeah,
3,
we could do a
whatever.
part. Yeah, she could. Yeah, look, hey, we could come back and do it again. Also, she could do a consultation with you too. Stop playing.
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's
I'm gonna go get my consultation. Yes. Yes, I am. Yeah. So,
I don't want. I don't want to keep you, my dear, and I want to thank you very much for coming on. That was powerful. That was definitely a release for me. But I do it naturally. I do it sometimes on my live. I'm really, really so-called quote unquote transparent. You gotta be very careful with that word though. But I'm very transparent on there, out there on because I've been through a lot. And like Wendy Williams, who I used to work on the same network with, she used to say, I've lived in such a short
She's
time.
been living, hasn't
Yeah,
she? Poor
but
thing.
yes, she's been living, but I've lived also, and I'm my own. Like I said, being raised in a nightclub since I was a child and going through all that is like why I seen that stuff, and I don't think parents back in those days understood that the children
No.
absorb and sucking all of that stuff. We listen and hear what's going on. So but it is what it is. But I appreciate you, Dr. Alicia, and I appreciate you coming on again and spreading love. Again, family, make sure you get this book, man. This is and the other books that she has. She got so much on her website. Remember, her website is right here. And of course, please go and get a consultation. You said some of them are free, or some of them are free.
All the consultations are free.
All the consultations are free.
Yep.
You hear that from a therapist?
I know. Bigger to that.
She has all the 99s on the back of her other stuff, but it's free 99 for a consultation. Free 99. You can't mess up with that. I love free 99. And,
30 minutes or less. You better
yeah,
get
30
to
minutes.
it.
Yes, but I hope we could get to sit down while we're in Georgia and drink some tea or something one day. Me, you boys, and Maajeda's moving down here too. So hey, we could all sit down. So she's about to move down here too. So
we gotta get some peach tea.
yeah,
Peach tea because it's
anyway,
Georgia.
anytime you get the peach tea, peach.
Yeah.
I like that. You're right. Peach tea. You're right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Alicia. Anything else you want to say to Maajeida? Maajeida,
Thank
please.
you.
Yes.
Thanks for having
Nope,
me.
just look out for my consultation.
Yeah, and good luck to you and your children.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You and your son.
Thank you. Thank you.
I got the
Thank
children.
you.
I got 9
Oh,
children.
you got the children. Okay.
and 12
Yeah.
and 12
Yeah, he got the kids.
and 12 grandchildren. But I know. Do you do children too? Teenagers in consultation?
Yeah, I work with teenagers. I do.
Yeah,
work
I'm
with
definitely gonna because I know they're coming up and they're gonna need this. I'm telling you, they like little Charlemagnes. They all need they need consultation. we got to catch them before they get his age. That's all.
Oh my God, you are funny. Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
my
funny.
sister.
Little
You
Charlemagne.
all right, take care, love, and tell Dr. Boyce greetings and love. All right.
Okay, I will. I'll tell him over there.
All right. Take care. Oh, that was
right.
good. That was
so
good.
nice talking to you.
That was good, man. Woo.
Woo. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. She speaks from such like a sincere place, and a genuine loving place. I loved it. That was really nice.
That's good. And you had wonderful questions. People, please support Sister Maajeida, and of course all the great work that she's about to do. Hit her up on Cash App. If you don't share Cash App with me, hit her up on Cash App. That's $$ Marjorie Maajeida. You know what it is. And show her some love. Spread love.
Actually, and
go ahead.
No, okay. No, I just want to say, and also, like as King Simon mentioned, I do a little bit of activism via my job, trying to help sisters, stay on their feet. I deal with a lot of single mothers, a lot of sisters in transition, life transitions, and going through the motions. And so right now, I have a young lady who, mother of 2, single mom. She's a part-time school teacher, and she has MS. So through my this nonprofit I'm building called Rent Paid, I raise money for people who have rental arrears. And so long story short, she owes a little bit of back rent. So even if you want to give something, it doesn't even have to necessarily be just for me. It could be you want to send something for that sister. I'm collecting. We've raised $500 so far, and what she owes is about $1,800. Oh, no, sorry, no, she owes $2,300 altogether, but we need $1,800 more to make that 500, reach the goal. So if anybody wants to give something, you are welcome to give. And that's it. That's it.
Or they could contact you via IG also, right? Did I put your IG up here? Did I get your
You
IG?
can contact me on IG, on Facebook. Oh, it's not up there. But
IG real quick. At least.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can contact you via
IG. My IG is Maajeida and Marjorie.
I'm going to put it up right
I like
now.
names that start with M. So
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So if you want to DM me and have any questions in regards to that or anything else I do, just hit me up.
Yeah, no weirdos, please. No weirdos. That's her IG right there. That's her IG. That's it right there. Maajeida and _ Marjorie. So make sure you hit her up. And of course, spread some Cash App love to her right there. The Cash App is right there. The email is right there. And just show her some love, And again, look out for her new book about to come out soon now. She's a journalist, writer, activist, and much, 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 much more. We're going to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? All right. I want you to hold on, and then I'm gonna put you backstage, and then we'll talk after this. All right. I think give you a round of applause. You did a great job as co-hosting. That's right. All right. I'll put you backstage here.
All right.
And hold on, put me in front. All right, family. We're getting ready to close out. Let me play some of my smooth music on the background. All right, here's my music. Big up to everybody that's on Facebook, on King Simon Productions on Facebook, King Simon on Facebook, also on my private page, the Ministry of Numerovation, and also on my other YouTube channel. That's Numbers Are Simple with King Simon. That's Numbers Are Simple with King Simon. All right. So we are here and making sure that you are taking care of your business, family. Don't forget, we want to thank, of course, Dr. Alicia. Thank Dr. Alicia for coming on. Of course, thank Dr. Alicia for coming on. Don't worry, you're backstage. Just relax. I'm gonna get you. You're backstage. And just want to remind people, make sure you support Dr. Alicia at all costs, because she's doing some great work out there, man. No matter what's going on, some of us do need therapy, and she got free consultations right now. Take advantage of that on her website right now. Take advantage of Dr. Alicia's services and hit her up. This is the website right here, coachingwithdralicia.com. That's coachingwithdralicia.com. And of course, if you want to book that calendar day, go to Candly.com. I'm gonna have to get one of those myself because there's too much going on. Coaching with Dr. Alicia. 30 minutes are absolutely free. 30 minutes or less, absolutely free. So you might as well set it up and go ahead and do it. All right, why not? It's true. I might have to do it myself because I just had some hypnotherapy because I need my mind to be right for whatever's coming, and I got to keep it positive and focused. And don't forget, this coming Sunday, if you're in town, Sunday, from 2 to 7 p.m., Baba Ashwa Kwesi. Baba Ashwa Kwesi is in the building. The living legend will be here. Brother Red Pill and Blue Pill Red Pill will be speaking. Blue Pill will be in the building selling his products. And libation will be held by the one, the only High Heels. High Heels will be doing it. That's High, H-I-G-H, Heels. She's about healing, keeping it high. It's all about the healing. All right. So, and vendors are welcome. I think I got 2 more slots for vendors. So if you do want to come through, no more food and drink vendors. We have enough of that. And if you're in Georgia, this is the Royal Chamber. The Royal Chamber is the place to be. Make sure you go to 49 Bennett Northwest. That's on the bottom there, Northwest. That's 49 Bennett. That's Red and Blue Pill spot. And with Brother Malik and High Heels is there. And Blue Pill's Empress Rashida, beautiful Rashida is there too. And don't forget, we got a tribute to Dr. Dick Gregory, or Baba Dick Gregory, coming up with Sync the Comedian and the one, the only Melanin B, the laughologist. She like to laugh and she be laughing. You know what I'm saying? Big up to her. And don't forget, let's talk with the artist and author, Alicia. That's her name there, Mac. I call her the Mac herself. She's an actress, also former actress, but we're going to be speaking about her book called ABCs of Astrology. I just got the book, very easy read, I'm telling you. And don't forget, we got this personal coach, life coach, and actor, the one, the only Kesia L. Jones will be from Nashville doing what she does. And we're going to have a good time with her right here on October the 19th. And don't forget, on October the 23rd, we got Grandmaster Lumumba with special guests. Grandmaster Abdul Hakim will be in the building, honoring the legacy of Dr. Moses Powell, the founder of Sanukis Root Jiu-Jitsu, one of the systems that I've trained under. So enough respect to all of the family in Sanukis Root Jiu-Jitsu. Soke Little John, of course, Soke Hassan, all of the great ones, Sijo Mutakabir, everybody that's been under that system, and all the sisters and brothers and all of them that's been in it, and children that's still doing it. Don't forget this children's book right here. Make sure you show them some love. This is a very nice book. I'm waiting for mine to come in the mail, and then I'll be able to show it to people. But make sure you support. Let me show the website up close and personal so people can see the website. I have it right here. Boom, here it is. IamPublishing.com. IamPublishing.com. IG I am publishing. Young God _235 235, and then of course TikTok I am publishing. So make sure you check that out. Big up to Joshua Selden. He's one of the new sponsors in the building. And don't forget, another one of our sponsors, Nkera Fashion Show, Saturday, October 22nd in Lauderdale, Florida. I want to see these designs. It's going to be happening October 22nd, so I'm going to go down. That's Professor James Small's birthday and Shaggy's birthday, so more than likely I'm going to pass down there. And don't forget, November 26th, if you're in Atlanta, Georgia, a big tribute to the one, the only Dr. Sabi, the Stargate ceremony with, of course, Victor Bowman, his son will be there. Of course, his stepson, KT, the arch degree. And of course, his spiritual son, Mr. G, is going to be in the building also. And don't forget, we're doing something called the Cosmic 1910 Alignment and Enhancement Meta Shop with Billy Carson, myself, Dina Devine, Ellison Nedra, Joshua Sarah. It's all one day only, December the 4th. I'm celebrating 27 celebration and promotion and production, 27 years professionally doing promotion and production. And of course, don't forget Professor Griff's big book, his new book for children. Give him a call, text him at 678-557-2919. That's 678-557-2919. And don't forget Teas and Tings. Get those vegan statement teas, man. Vegan statement teas. I have one on. It's called teasandtings.com. Teasandtings.com. Yeah, so good. And don't forget Lloyd Strayhorn. Hit up Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. Book a session with him. Get his books. Take his newsletters. All of that. Take his class. All of that. His class is on Udemy also. Don't forget my class is on Udemy. It's top rated. It's a highly rated program right now. Ooh, I'm not playing with y'all no more. Udemy.com. Just put in the word Numerovation and you'll find my introductory course. All right. And if you want the full 8-course meal, that's 347-496-1022. Text the word course and you'll be in the building. Of course, last but not least, we have this one, the only 10-minute and 10-second pre-recorded session with the producer and co-producer of the Holistic Numerovation course. So text your first name and your date of birth to 347-496-1022. Text your first name only and your date of birth, and then I'll send you those links to see if you're willing and you're down to get 2 different perspectives. And don't forget, this book is on sale. Numerovation for Mental Stability has been helping people out mentally. At least you got to be willing to put in that work, all right? That's why I wrote it. And these are all my books. You can purchase it through Amazon or go to my Linktree /King Simon, the Numerovator. This book is celebrating 10 years right now. Go to King Simon Linktree /King Simon, the Numerovator. And if you want to book a session with me, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth. 347-496-1022. You'll get to talk to me directly, not a pre-recording, but I do record the session so you can get it and you can listen to it. And all right. And don't forget, this is the disclaimer. We got the disclaimer. Here it is, family. Disclaimer. Please listen carefully. Let me take down this music. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And last but not least, disclaimer: copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. All right, family, we're getting ready to close out. Are you ready for the prayers? You know, I always close out with prayers on my show because when you meditate is when you talk to God. I mean, when you pray is when you're talking to God and talking to your creator. But when you meditate is when you decide to listen intently. Like Queen Afua wrote that book, Impeccable Listening. And that's when you listen from the creator from within. So I'm going to leave you with this prayer with Dr. Blair. And if you want to support Dr. Blair's legacy chop, please go to the metacenter2.com. He teaches, his people are teaching hydroponics. They're teaching solar energy on this website now. He's teaching magnet therapy. He's teaching all types of therapy right now. His books are on there. This is the legacy shop of Dr. Delbert Blair, the Meta Center 2. And they also got a YouTube channel teaching hydrotherapy and hydroponics, also on how to grow food in your own house through the use of water and air and light. So go to the website right now, themetacenter2.com. They might be in your town teaching it also. All right, so here's the prayer. Let's close out with prayer. Here it is. Take a deep breath, relax. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. I'm going to say it one more time from a unified perspective. Here we go. Ja, li, tu, uno, dos, tres. Please, universal creator, know in our hearts that we love you. please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth and your love now. Thank you, Dr. Blair, for all you've shared. Thank you, Dr. Blair. Thank you, Dr. Blair. Thank you, Dr. Blair. Thank all of you for tuning in. Thank Dr. Alicia for coming on. Thank my co-host, special co-host for tonight, the one and only MAAJEI, writer extraordinaire. Look out for her new book coming out. So, in the immortal words of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, one love, one aim, one destiny. Up, you mighty nation, you can accomplish what you will. And in immortal words of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, regardless of land, label, or language, there is but one God. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening, whatever time you be watching this. Peace. Take care. And I hope to see you on Sunday with Baba Ashra Kwesi and Brother Red Pill. On Sunday, October 9th in Stone Mountain Village from 2 to 7 p.m. Papa Ashwa Kwesi and the Red Pillar will be in Stone Mountain. Get your tickets through Linktree/King Simon the Numero Beta or text now at 347-496-1022. Get your tickets now. It's the Numerovational Session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022 and get my books on Amazon now. Hey, remember you can get my books also through Linktree. This is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.